Viva Las Vegas! Hello everybody. Hello everybody. Happy Friday. Thank fuck it's Friday, etc. Hello Wolfie. Hello Stu. Hello Hendy. Hello Up to No Good. And we have a Leafster in the chat. We actually have a Leafster in the chat. Hello. How is everybody doing? I need to swap my battery out because I've been recording videos. Put a new battery in. How is everybody doing? A Milkster? A Milkster? No, not the Milkster. I do need to put that onto there though, like that. There we go. How is everybody doing? How are you all doing? I've got my cup of tea because it's incredibly cold. And I need to get a bit of music. Let's get some music on. Let's have some music. Gonna have some music. We'll have some music. How is everybody? How's everybody's day? How's everybody's week been? There we go, we've got that. We need to turn that to video. There we go. And there he is. Look at this. Look at this. Check this out. Check this out. How cool. How cool. How cool is Glorfindel? Look at that. Look at that. Gimli. I don't have a Gimli. Well, I do have a Gimli. I do have a Gimli, but he's not assembled. I got given, when I went to a Lord of the Rings tournament, I got given 2 Lord of the Rings bases, and they were Dwarven rune bases, so I bought a Gimli, and I wanted to get a, one of the guys from The Hobbit, one of the dwarfs from The Hobbit. I wanted to get that one as well, but at some point I will do that. Arbites rules, yes! Something called in the book tomorrow's Games Workshop said through are getting boarding action rules. Said they are getting boarding. Deary me, sorry. Ask me after 7 CT. Oh wow, it's gone dizzy. But this is Glorfindel's base, and I have fake Glorfindel here as well, so that I can mock up what it's going to look like. So he's going to look like this. Yeah. Our bites is correct. Our BTs is right. I want to be wrong. Yeah, there's a video of me on YouTube talking about the Arbites, yeah, there's a fun drinking game involved in that video. Hey, Puppy Spock. How are you, Purpley? Hendy, happy Friday, dude. But this is Glorfindel's base. Here is Glorfindel himself. So that's his base. There's Glorfindel. So he's going to be sitting up on there. I've been doing this this morning, just kind of very, very carefully picking up rocks and putting them exactly where I want them and things. And then we've got the Morgul blade here from a ring wraith. We've got a few coins in the riverbed as well. And then obviously the riverbed has got round rocks, and then outside the riverbed has got slightly more jaggedy rocks. And then Glorfindel is going to stand there himself, which will be quite cool. We can sort of show where he's going to be standing. So that's where he's going to be standing, like that. Obviously he's facing that way, but it's just because his cloak is coming this way, so Glorfindel's cloak comes this way like that, so he's going to be standing there like that, which is about right, spot on. I wanted a little bit of height and a little bit of volume over here for these rocks, because that was a bit of a dead space. So and then we're going to have water up to here, so a nice little resin pour just coming up to his front foot, which will be quite nice. And then we can add some dirt and dust and also some rain and wet effects on like his feet and the bottom of the cloak and things, which would be quite cool. Trying to get my Golden Demon entry sorted so I can build Eldar. Nice! What are you entering at Golden Demon? Thanks for the tips on the Sons of Horus. The Hullers were right, but I decided to go Space Sharks, Carcharodons, as I worked on some cool conversions using Corpse Kind of Cool. Nice! Got a Blood Bowl team to finish as well, Chris. Yeah, but that's isn't that like... I mean, it's painted. I can use it. It's fine. I just wanted to repaint it. So, I mean, that took me like a day to paint, so maybe I'll just repaint it in a day. It's like Blood Bowl tournaments are not really painting critical, are they? They're not really painting critical. Yeah. Repaint it and win best painted. Nah, I'm really not interested. Oh dear. They're really not though, are they? They're really not. Like, I rocked up, I was really worried about like the painting on the Dark Elf team, because I was like, oh god, I'll just like, I need to get like 3 colours, like I've got to get 3 colours on it, I've got to try and make it look neat. And like I airbrushed and did a few highlights and kind of laid it all out and everything. It looked so bad. It looked so bad. And then I rocked up at the tournament and nobody even remotely batted an eyelid. I was like, right, okay, fair enough. Maybe the best Blood Bowl league hates Blood Bowl. Hey Herbs, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much. I don't hate Blood Bowl. I don't hate Blood Bowl. I just, yeah, I don't, nah. I love Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl's really cool. It's really cool. I think I hold Blood Bowl a little bit higher on nostalgia. Anyway, yeah. Ticket confirmed. Oh, so, yeah, there we go. Right. Turn down going to UKTC with Jimmy and Dada. I know, yeah. Tell that to the French teams. Oh, the French team feels good. Yeah, Hendy, you could find somebody who's way more excited to go to UKTC than me to go in your team. That sounds like a really cool team as well. That would be an awesome team. They're amazing. Awesome. Right, before I get in more trouble talking about... Already replaced me. Nice. I mean, I was second choice anyway, wasn't I? Who's the team now then, Hendy? Who's the team? He's also called Chris. All in French rugby colours too. Ooh. Ooh. I have, because this... So this resin pour... this was the practice resin pour for last year's. So you can see it's much steeper. This one, this resin pour, because this is going to be quite shallow, I don't want to use a thin resin, because if I use a thin resin it's going to creep up the bank. So I want to be quite careful with how I do it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put tape all the way around this, lean it at a very shallow angle, fill this with the resin that I've got to see if it seeps up. If it doesn't, then I can use it. So if it doesn't seep up and like pull itself up the bank, then I will use this resin. And if not, because I don't want to use the UV resin because it's not that great. Yeah, so I'm going to do one pour here like that. I might do another pour over here with UV resin just to see what it's like, or maybe I'll just kind of cover that. If I cover that with, in fact I could do that, couldn't I? I could cover that with the texture as well, and then I could put the UV resin on there as well, just to see. I just want to see how the two resins react, because it's going to be like a deep pour resin like this with definite sides is quite easy to do. But this kind of resin pour where it's quite shallow and it's like the waves of the river are going to be coming up the bank, it's going to can be quite tricky to do. So you don't know him, is from my Blood Bowl league. Oh, nice one. I'm so glad I spent 30 odd hours painting my Blood Bowl team, now knowing it's not a painting hobby. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that, BB. Like like I was really worried about, because that was the doubles tournament that I went to with Andy, was the first tournament that I went to with my team that was painted. The NAF Championships, because Andy told me the day before I went with his team, he gave me a Dark Elf team. But I went with my team, and I was so worried. I was like, oh, I'm going to get... Like, it's a new tournament scene, and you get a little bit finger wagged if you go to like a 40k tournament and you haven't put effort into the models and everything. And if you go to a Lord of the Rings tournament, you haven't put effort into the models, you just get a bit of a finger wagging. I was like, don't do that again, sort of thing. So I was really nervous. I just ran out of time with a Blood Bowl to paint the Blood Bowl thing, and I think the Witch has got the most effort put into her. And like some of the linemen have just got like green on the airbrush and a highlight. So they're basically two colours, and I just ran out of time. And yeah, nobody batted an eyelid, so it was fun. I'll just throw contrast at my nose. Do it, BB Nut, do it. You won't be able to live with yourself. Not like Hendy does. 40k is shit though. I'm getting in so much trouble. I'm gonna shut up now. Soul, how are you? How are you, dude? How are you? Oh wow, this is not good. I'm gonna be very quiet now. Yeah, Hendy's annoying because Hendy does contrast really well. Right. Anyway, what did everybody think to the lion article? Did everybody like the lion paintings? We're going to have words Friday before now. You lanky cunt. You lost entry sounds. Yeah, the bot seems to be having problems with them. I need to re-authenticate. I've just not done it yet. If I knew the Soul song, I would hum it, but I can't remember how it goes. Yeah, lots of. Oh shit! There are some things that you can't see. Get these out of the way. Although they're only. No, it's fine. These are actually fine. These are actually fine. It doesn't matter about these. With the Arbites, are you worried your dark based won't work for them if you use the same void bases for your guide? Are you worried your dark base won't work for them? No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not worried. Not worried at all with the colour scheme. Yeah, the Arbites and the Navy Breachers, and the Grey Knights, and the Voidsmen, and the Rogue Traders, and the Inquisitors, and the Assassins will all work really well with the void bases that I've done. All of them. They will all be fine. Yeah, as I said in the void bases video as well, I seem to lean quite a lot into that kind of Martian orange style bases. Because like my Necrons are kind of orange Martian bases, and the boarding action ones are obviously also orangey bases as well, because I've got lots of rust on them. But no, it'll work absolutely fine. Not worried it'll be too similar and not contrast. I was told to contrast my bases to the models when I was learning to paint. The bases are orange, so they'll definitely contrast. Yeah, the bases will definitely contrast. Right, there we go. Orange base. Even with even just without any painting on that, you got the black of the assassin and the orange base. It'll be fine. Catch you later is heading out, no worries. You're much better than me, just wanted to know the thought process. So the thought process is all the void bases being that kind of dark grey, and then the bright orange red rust, and then obviously the slight hazard stripes everywhere as well will work with absolutely everything. It'll work with like the black, because everything's going to be black, but then they're going to have like spot colours on everything, so that's how it's going to work. And I'm going to do it quite roughly, but yeah, no, it should work absolutely fine. Right, so plans with the base. Plans with Glorfindels base. So Glorfindels base, we've obviously got to get the riverbed, and then the difference between the riverbed and the bank. We've got some slightly more obvious rocks up on the bank. We've got the Morgul blade down here as well, which we're going to have to paint some non-metallic, and we've got the coins down here as well, which we'll have to paint non-metallic. Now I've sanded that so it's perfectly smooth, so that's not going to affect the barrier that I stick round there when I do the resin pour, so that will be fine. That was one of the things that I wanted to kind of extend out through the resin, which would be quite nice. So yeah, we're gonna kind of add lots and lots of different base colours to this. Just kind of throw loads of different base colours on this, which should be quite good fun. So there we go. Right, let's get some colours down. Fade ones, all the extra ones, we'll get those out of the way. Right. So we want some English uniform, some burnt umber, we want some flat earth. I'm just trying to find lots of different colours. We want some sort of orangey colour. Flat brown, what's that like? That's not bad. Can we find a nice grey? Walnut, no, it's not quite grey enough. Red leather might actually be better than flat brown, so we'll get rid of that one. Still need an orange. That one would be quite a nice orange, so we'll use that one. And now I need that grey. It's not a bad grey. No, it's like Navis Imperialis. Chris get it right. Yes. It's the one with the cog round it. The Grey Knight one has got the Inquisition eye on it. Some of that's a bit too cold. Must have a warm grey somewhere. There we go. That's the one. Rainy grey. There we go. So they're the ones that we want to use. So all these colours are going on the base. All these are going to go on the base. I need to paint some of the stones as well. So the stones are going to be Shabty bone might be alright for the stones. Yeah, so let's do that. So we'll do all of those. Is anybody confused yet? So we're going to use all of these. All of these are going to be the colours of the ground. That's going to be the colours of the stone, the first colours of the stone, and then we're going to add everything on top. I can't wait to do that YouTube video. I will do that tomorrow. I know I said I was going to do it today, but because I finished him, I say finished because I got his head on last night. I was doing the plinth this morning, so his video will be on YouTube tomorrow. I'll record that and put it up tomorrow. That's going to be quite a cool video. I'm really excited to do that series. That will be really, really good. Paint it brown, check. The paint looks like it's been separated. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure one of them, that one's been separated a bit. The other ones are fine. That one's probably separated a little bit because that one's got tap water in it. Never, ever, ever put tap water in your paints to thin them down. Right, that one's okay. That one's okay. That one's definitely okay because I used that one a while ago. Smelly paint time. Yeah, I know. I should use Screaming Skull really, but I kind of have to get this finished. If I can finish that paint off, then that'll be fine. I can't do what, Leafy? You're not worried that they'll give you a minus for that? What, for using a shabty bone? Nah, it'll be fine. Can you use water to thin down paints, right? So yes, you can, Leafy. You can, absolutely. On a wet palette, you can. This is a very, very old paint called Ushabti Bone, which I repotted into this. And to thin it down a little bit in there, I added a couple of drops of tap water. Don't do that because the tap water goes mouldy and then you end up with smelly paint. And also, I'm really picky. So on my wet palette, I only use distilled water. So I only use distilled water on my wet palette, which keeps it, like, it stops mould getting into the wet palette sponge. And also, once I've put that on the wet palette, I then get a pipette, get a little bit of the water out of the corner, and then I can spray it. I can show you if I can drag the wet palette onto the... If I can drag this on. There we go, got it. So there's my wet palette, and there's the distilled water up at the top. So that's distilled water from the wet palette, but that stops it. It stops the stops this sponge going mouldy if you use distilled water. And I do clean it a lot as well. So like every couple of months it will come out and it will be dipped in. The sponge itself will be dipped in bleach and like scrubbed and just like water put through it and all the paint worked out of it, sort of thing. Any paint, because you do inevitably get a little bit of paint on it. Like there's a little bit there already. So yeah. Could be an idea to have a palette cam. I know. I have got a palette cam, but like it's been on and off and like, yeah, it will be back at some point. Right. Hey, how you doing, faces? What's blue? This Necron. That Necron is very blue. YouTube follower. Thank you very much for the YouTube follow. I missed that. Thank you very much indeed. Right, so we need all of these. So which one was the one that I just shook up? That one. So yeah, there we go. There's a big long explanation on Big long explanation on paints. I think the water choice is a big thing, even with the copper coins in my wet palette, it goes stagnant with tap water. Yeah! Like, if you're... And the big thing as well, and like I wish this wasn't the selling point. Like, the selling point for wet palettes is, oh, you can leave paints on it for a week. So you put your paints on it, and then a week later you come back to it to carry on painting, and the paint's still there. That should not be the selling point to a wet palette. Like, it doesn't. I don't go very often more than 2 days without changing the palette paper. So you shouldn't be leaving paint on there forever, and you shouldn't be kind of letting everything go stagnant. But yeah, it's just it's just biology. Like, even tap water has bacteria in it. It goes mouldy. It's just what happens. So annoying. I hate these paints. Absolutely hate these paints. How's the road to Warhammerfest going? Yeah, we've had the drop a bottle conversation. I don't like dropper bottles. If I could put all of these in normal pots, then I would. I did, yes. Yes, more boarding actions. There we go. Finally we get some paint out. Right, there we go. So there's that. So we've got that brown, which is rainy grey. English uniform. Like, you spend more time unclogging fucking paint pots when you got dropper bottles than you do getting your paint out of the bloody dropper bottle. Is red leather, I think it is. Yep, red leather. Got Secret Weapon, orange rust, which is an amazing paint. I love Secret Weapon paints. Very, very sad that they've gone under. See what I mean? That one is now clogged. As I said in my pots video, dropper bottles are fucking annoying. If you could rename a paint colour, what would it be? For me, Achillean green would have to be Achillean blue. If I could rename a paint colour, I would rename Squig Orange to fucking pointless. You all knew that was coming. You all knew that was coming. Don't lie and think and say you didn't know that was coming. There we go. And then the last one, Shanty Bone. Three bottles of fucking pointless, please. Boom, I win. Right. So we need to water these down. So we'll get some pink, pink. I did do a pretty good job. I did do a pretty good job with that. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. How I painted a squig using just squig orange and white, I have no idea. It was called Pointless. Worcester City had to change their kit to orange. Oh dear. Oh, fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun, sun. Right, there's that one. All this just to get ready to paint. There we go. Right, we are ready to go. We are ready to go. We are ready to go. Say we are ready to go. Oof. We are ready to go. Say we are ready to go. We are ready to go. Say we are ready to go. We are ready to go. Say we are ready to go. We are ready to go. Say we are ready to go. Speaking of white, Vince Notley's Lion White on Reserve. Yeah, I really like Notley's. Notley's looked, it was really nice, little job that was. I like that one. who's had lots of practice with contrast paints. He does some good stuff with them. It always looks so clean. Yeah, Notley's pretty much perfected the use of. Yeah, he's done a very good, like, really clean, and then a neat highlight. Like, he's worked out whatever colour it needs to highlight whatever the contrast paint is, yeah, he does. They all look really good. He's done a good job, has the Notley man. How goes the dieting? It's good, thank you, faces. Yeah, it's good. I had a bit of a difficult day yesterday because I woke up very, very early and I was sat painting all day, so I was getting hungry, and it was also very, very cold as well, so I was just very aware. So yesterday I had 2 meals and a dessert, but other than that, yeah, it's good. Didn't even get mad at me for having pizza, no, it's fine. You know, whatever you like. Hey Whiskey, how you doing? Right, so we've got that. So we want it to be lighter down here. So if we actually use a little bit of this colour around the front, because we want it to be lighter at the riverbed really. So if we can water that down a fraction. Backside of all the rocks, I want a little bit of dark. Who wants to see Rich Gray's vampire? Just send me a picture. It looks really fucking good. The temperament of a wise ancient Necron royal core. Yes. You've all followed this so far, right? I always get nervous when Chris types. I've seen Death Note. You see Necron parts. Masala, how are you doing? Yeah, there's lots of Necron parts down here. Hey, Collie, how are you doing? Right, so as this gets more and more dry, what we will do is I want a little bit of a shadow underneath that sword as well. Once this gets more and more dry, we will start adding in some spot colours and things to it. Right, I will show you, give me a second, I will show you Rich's latest vampire. There we go. Looking pretty cool, right? Not too bad. I'm repainting everything since I got better since I first started. Nice! That's always an interesting, don't repaint everything. You've obviously got to keep one model from when you started so that you can kind of look back. But yes, I get that. Yeah, the blood drip's really cool. So he does that the same way I do with the fishing wire. If you remember some of the blood drops I did. The Death Roller was one that I did. And then obviously Flaming Wing Lady as well had blood dripping from her steps. But yeah, it's looking pretty cool, isn't it? I like it. Right, so as it starts to dry, we're just going to add some spots of a brighter colour here and there. We need some dark brown. Actually, what we could do is we can get some green. Let's get some Vulcan green, which is like a bit of a, and that's why I like pots. There you go, done. And I've got that much paint, which is all I need. There you go. So what we could do, this is kind of a good moss colour. So we could now add little areas of moss in the riverbed, and this is all going to get dry brushed over the top, so it's all going to get highlighted and stuff, but we can add little bits of moss around areas which are in shadow. So it's going to be quite mossy behind there. Under there maybe. Try and get some green. I mean, I'm going to the reason why there's a crack there is I was going to run some static grass in there. So we can also run some moss around the edges. And this just gives you the opportunity to have some variety in the colour. You might see some people do this or do something similar with rocks, where they do like leopard spotting, which is what we will be doing to these rocks. There we go. And add a little bit of green down here. Lighter, so it can. If this is lighter, then it's going to kind of. You want to think of how the base is going to flow up to the model. So we want a kind of a lighter spot coming up and leading the eye up to where the the model is going to sit, and then that's going to stay dark. Because that's a shadow. Shadow of said model. Brighten up the tops. Brighten up the tops of the rocks. Is everybody following along? Not going too quickly? I mean, I'm not in focus, you could have said. But yeah, Marsala, there's going to be a Necron video up on YouTube very soon about some Necron Lord stuff which I'm doing. So that will be up very, very soon. I want to add some orange areas if I can. Too many. That looks like I could use a bit of orange. Break up that bright area a little bit. Looks like it could be quite mossy underneath rocks. Right. Hey, Cookie. Grub's up. Nice. I forgot that I hadn't gone about half an AdMech course and playing with verdigris on the robots. Nice, Masala. That's a cool idea. Yeah. Definitely. Try and get... Okay, so that's lighter leading up. Like that, and then obviously we're going to have that sword. It's going to be nice and bright, and then underneath the sword, a little bit darker. So keep the brown under there. Keep the brown under there, and some mossy green behind that rock. Underneath his feet. There we go. So we'll let that dry and we'll start doing some highlights and things. Probably keep tweaking it as we're going. Still want to keep like tops of the rocks nice and bright. Don't want those to fade away too much. I did a little sin, I painted a Necron Warriors in Games Workshop scheme. Oh no! And it looks good. Does it? I need to break up this There's a line here of the same colour all the way around that edge, so it's just break up that. Same here, look. Perhaps a bit of red. What I'm going to do is I'm going to surround the coins in a darker colour. I've actually got some Rhinox hide left on the wet palette from the gold, so you can try and make that spot darker. And if we make that spot darker, then the coins will show up a little bit better as well. Underneath the sword, so the sword will show up. Hey Stu, how are you doing? Grumble grumble making me go take pictures. I was away having dinner. Base is looking good, thank you very much. Yeah, we're just throwing colours on. Just throwing colours on at the moment. Trying to break up any solid areas. But thinking about the composition, so you're going to want to find like a way up to the model which is going to be sitting here, so this is why like, this bit here is a little bit brighter. How much of this will be dripped with water effect? So the water will be coming up to there, and will be like shallow when it gets up to there. So there's the like the level of the water. So the water's coming up the riverbank. It's going to be deep there, and then kind of shallow up there, and the front foot is just going to be kind of catching the water. So I might even kind of taper the water a little bit as well, like that, so it's a bit deeper here and it kind of comes in a bit shallow like that. So somewhere around here, it's gonna be quite cool. The model is going. Where's the model gone? The model is going there. So model stands there like that. And the water just hits his front foot, and the cloak's coming forward, obviously. That's why this area here is darker, because that's going to be in shadow where he's standing. And I kind of want that riverbank area there to be a bit brighter, just so it kind of keeps your focus up here a bit. There you go in the whip. Oh, nice one, Masala. We'll come to that in a bit. We will do a whip gallery. We'll keep that away from. Keep this away from the coins. There's gold coins there, which is why there's like a dark spot there, because I want those to pop out. Simulated rust. Simulated rust. Here's to hoping my soul like really got tame and rise some games where I saw tomorrow. Not that I need it, but I feel like Gollum. I need my precious. Yeah, there's a funny thing about that, isn't it? Yeah, I need to get that shipped. Fucking hell, I need to get that shipped. Just a little bit. There we go. Probably just add a little bit of white to the tops of certain rocks around here. Zant's an evil person. Right, so we can let that dry, and then we can start highlighting it all up a little bit, I think. Hey, crystal, 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 crystal! It's got to be a pretty base, this has, because it's going on pretty dude Glorfindel. Look at him. How cool's he, Crystal? Look at that. So, yeah, he's going on there. How are you, Crystal? Can we have a shout out for the amazing, lovely, awesome crystal muck paint face, please? Have a lovely shout out. Make sure everybody goes and clicks the link and drops her a follow because she's epic. You had a tooth out. Oh wow! Did Rob tie the tooth to a piece of string and then slam the door? Is that what he did? Like tied a piece of string to the tooth and then tied it to the door handle and then slammed the door and you went, oh! Pretty good though, right, Crystal? Does that get the Crystal thumbs up? No, we only slam doors in my face. Well, that's not very nice. I don't think Rob's ever slammed a door in my face, actually. It's a pretty good looking face hair base though so far, isn't it? It's alright. It's alright that. It's alright that. It's alright, is that? It's alright. getting there. We're getting there. Let's add a little bit of colour over here. A little bit of colour down there. And a fraction bit of colour up in there. There we go. I can't wait to see the water on it. Me neither. I'm so I'm so excited. I'm so excited to put the water on. I've made this. Well, I've not made this. This was last year's because that was the test pour for the resin. So I've made this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a test pour with UV resin over on this side. Tape it up around here. Do a UV resin test pour, and then do a this resin test pour over here. Because I don't want the resin to seep up, because this is so shallow. Because it's only going to be about that deep, but because it's so shallow, I don't want the resin to kind of capillary action pull itself up too far. I don't mind a little bit because obviously the waves are coming in. So what I'm going to do is when I do the resin pour, I'm also going to tilt it a fraction as well, so it's a bit deeper here, like that. So it's almost going to kind of hold Glorfindel in shot. Yeah, I'll do 2 resin pours, because if this resin reacts okay and it doesn't pull itself slowly up the texture, then I'll use this resin, because I don't want to use the UV resin because it's not great. UV resin it's not a great finish. But if all else fails, then I have to, then I will. But never mind. Lost the head of the lenses from my Arbites. Best head in the... Oh no, the lens... Oh no, it is. And I'm not even using it on my Arbites either. I'm saving that head and using it on one of the Inquisitorial Acolytes. I'm stalling right now. I don't want to start painting my Storm Surge. Arbites. Yes, I know it's supposed to be our BTs. But yes, $200 Storm Surge. I can't decide whether I like the Storm Surge or not. I think ultimately I don't like many of the town models. I do like Farsight. Farsight's cool. But ultimately, I don't think I like any of them. And Games Workshop have got this really, really annoying knack, really annoying habit of, here's a new Farsight model, here's a new leader model. I'm like, oh my god, that's really fucking cool. I could just do like a small Tau army and make them all look like that and paint them in the same style and it would look amazing. No. Still Tau, still looks terrible. It's just Farsight that looks cool, and you have to get through that stage. Shepherd, happy Friday, dude.
Happy Friday, dude.
Happy Friday back at you. Town models are great for graphic colour schemes. Yeah, they are, and I'm not really one for graphic colour schemes, really. But yeah, the new Farsight is cool. I dislike their reliance on drones and fire warriors, or on crisis suits are dull. Crisis suits are just like squat and fat. I don't like them. Don't like the proportions. I think ultimately I don't like the proportions of the town. I think that's what it is. The Tyranids. I'm getting slightly annoyed at the Tyranids, because the Tyranids, like, I've got visions of them bringing new Tyranid models out, and I'm like, yeah, that's really cool. That could really work. And I've got the colour scheme in my mind, so I know how I'm going to paint them. And if the Hormigants, I think it all revolves around if the Hormigants are cool. If the Hormigants are cool, I'm in trouble. If the Hormigants are cool, I'm in trouble, because 30 Hormigants, few Leapers, Lictor, Carnifex, Hive Tyrant, some Raveners. Yeah, I think it would look really cool. I think I could make that army look really cool. Like, I don't want any of the big bugs. I hate the horror specs. Hate the Maleceptor. You could just about make look cool. But like the Turvigon and the Trimageddon, Jobby Doodar, and all that stuff, like, they're too big. I don't like them. The Morlock's cool. I do like the Morlock. Yeah, 30 Hormigants or 40 Hormigants, just like loads of Hormigants. Yeah, like the Hormigant. If you like follow the Hormigant gene pool, if you like, and how they look, like the Leopard, really fast Hormigant looking models. So like the Hormigants, the Lictors, the Leaper's, the Hive Tyrants, the Raveners, because I'm not really a big fan of the Tyranid Warriors. Yeah, possibly, eek. So anyway, it all depends. It's all going to fall down on whether the new Hormigant models are cool. You don't need a counts as 5th 40k army. A counts as? What do you mean counts as? Hormigants are shooty or melee. The Hormigants are the melee ones. The Hormigants are the leaping forward ones with like little scythe claw things. Do you like Hive Guard now? Krons, Loyal Marines, Drakari, Fear Marines, Inquisition, and now Nids. You like the Hive Guard? I don't like the Hive Guard. I don't like Hive Guard. I might like the bio jobby two-dar things, the ones that fire the spore mines. They might be quite cool. I don't know. Again, we've got to see what they're like. We've got to see what the models are like. Pish posh, blur to you. Well, blur back at you. I don't like a Hive Guard. Don't like the Hive Guard either. There we go. So it's starting to dry a bit now. You can see what we were kind of working towards. Some light and dark going on there. It's looking pretty good. That is looking pretty good actually. Right, so we will just thin down some green, thin down some orange as well. And we're just going to throw just some like leopard spot stuff around areas of the rocks. Did you see the link article, Chris? Some nice paint jobs in there. The lion, yeah, I did see that. Yeah, it was cool. Some good stuff in there. Nice to see. Forgot. Wow. You need to start Gorkamorka. Mad Max 40k. Yeah, Gorkamorka. So there was a game that came out, like an independent game that came out. Yeah, there was an independent game that came out. I'm stalling because I'm trying to remember the name of the fucking thing. An independent game that came out, and it was called. Anyway, it was really fucking cool, and all you needed it was based around Matchbox cars. So you just needed Matchbox cars. And if you've got your Matchbox cars. Then it I can't remember what it was called. Don't know what Gorkamorka. So Gorkamorka was an orc racing game. It was really cool. It was really cool. You built buggies and bikes and things. Yeah, some crystal. So this is leopard spotting. Which is what I said we would do on the rocks. And once all this is in, you then cover it in black paint. Dead simple. And you just give it a... Or is that Bumble? Bumble? I'm not on Bumble. I know it's what's that? Sounds like Carmageddon. Yeah, it was. Like Gorkamog was really cool. It was one of those random games that came out, and everybody played for a little while. It was when like everybody was able to, when we could play like every week with our friends. It was really good fun. Has anybody seen leopard spotting before? Okay. So now we wait for all that to dry. Oh, on dresses and lingerie. Only seen it on dresses and lingerie. Yeah, that counts. That counts. That's the same as doing it on rocks. It's the same. Do is I'm going to catch all the edges just one more time, so they're definitely it definitely knows, because what you do is you give this a wash. So we're just highlighting these. The wash will tone the highlights down, but if we put the highlights on now, it's just another layer of like interest. Crystal. Speaking of awesome Blood Bowl teams, Crystal's Blood Bowl team's awesome. The troll snapped off the foot again. Oh no! Hey, Chicky Jimmy. How you doing, Chicky Jimmy? Chicky Jamie? Chicky Jamie? Chicky Jamie? Another Blood Bowl player with with a cool looking Blood Bowl team. So yeah, maybe I was a little bit harsh earlier on. We've got Cheeky Jimmy, we've got Crystal. Hendy's team I'm sure would look cool. Right, there we go. Needs to be pinned. I'll pin it for you, Crystal. Send it up to me, Crystal. I'll do it for you for free. I'll do it just because you're awesome. For those of you who have just arrived and are wondering what this is the base for Glorfindel. Needed for NAF weekend. Well, I'm down on the Friday, Crystal. So if you send it up, I can get it ready for Friday, then bring it down on Friday. If you... right, I'd probably have raged and dipped the entire thing in a bucket of epoxy there! Now don't snap me, bitch! I'll do it at some point, okay. That's where Glorfindel's going to stand. It's going to be looking that way like that, but a little bit more like compositionally like that because he's got the cloak coming out. From going forwards. Right, I'm just going to very, very quickly nip to the bathroom. Actually, shall we have a tea break? Because I'm out of tea. So we should probably... and if we go and make a cup of tea, then when I get back this will be dry and we can make it wet again and put some washers over it. Right, so should we go and make a cup of tea? So I'll be back in a second. NAF pressure painting. Pressure painting! Alternatively, you just like airbrush it in a day and don't worry. I'm back. Right. Oh, that's looking really good actually. That's looking pretty good. Right. There we go. Hello GB. It's such a fun free-flowing medium, so it moves a lot, not leaving much residue all over the paint. Dark and silver. Wait, what? So the new Null Oil won't darken silver anymore because it doesn't stain the top surface. So what you need to do is thin down some Abaddon Black. If you thin down some Abaddon Black, that will darken it. If you want really dark silver. Or you can mix some silver, mix some Abaddon Black in with silver, which is what I do. But then I use that to give a bit more of a matte finish on my true metallics. Hello, Spilled Paint Pot. How you doing? Welcome in. How are you? Right. So, what we want to do... right, we've got all that. So, I want some burnt umber. And some black. I think that's what we're going to use. Although we can also mix some burnt sienna, some raw sienna in with the burnt umber and do like a 50-50, I think. That's what we'll do. How much water? Oh god. 2 parts water to 1 pot paint. Right. Zoom out a little bit. Get a little metal pot. Yeah, that should be alright, shouldn't it? That should be okay. It should be okay. We should be alright. So let's do. Should we do the rocks first? No, if we do the floor first, then we can do the rocks after, because any black that runs off the rocks will give us a bit of a shadow underneath the rocks. That should work. So there. Getting a little bit confined. It's another reason why I need to clear my desk a little bit. So I want to clear my desk. After Golden Demon, I'm going to clear my desk out so that I can get my camera up over here, and then I can do videos to camera showing the desk, and also that will give me a bit of space to play around with. There we go. Move the model out of the way. So we need a bit of brown. In fact, let's do raw sienna first. Just need a little bit of raw sienna. You uploaded that faces video you were doing. I have. I have uploaded it. I've uploaded it to YouTube. Yes, it might not be visible just yet, but it is uploaded, ready to be made visible. Is it a shade-like consistency? Is what a shade-like consistency? Oh, the Abaddon thing. Yeah, something like that. You'll have to highlight it back up again afterwards, because even dark metal needs some highlights. But dark metal's really good because then you can. Right, so there we go. That's about right. So just a fraction. So I'm doing it this way because thinners reacts differently to just a normal wash. The way thinners kind of delivers the paint. That area there still doesn't look quite dry, so we'll leave that a little bit. I can't decide whether that's dry or not. I don't think it is, so I don't want to get too much near it, but it's not going to matter too much because I'm going to put static grass down there anyway. So there we go. So that's that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just suck up the oil paint that's left. Get rid of that. Hey Darksaber, how are you doing? Good evening, good evening. Good evening, good evening, my friend. Good evening, how are you doing? So we'll let that dry a little bit. we are going to have to airbrush some varnish over this, so I'll airbrush it at that angle there so I don't get any on the wood. It doesn't much matter because I need to sand that wood before we finish it anyway. So the next bit is black wash on all the rocks. Once that is all dried, so it's quite cool. Hey Scott, how are you doing? I'm just doing the plinth, so we've just leopard spotted the whole base. Now I've just put an oil wash over everything just to kind of pull it all together and give it the right tone. And then that will house Mr. Glorfindel. Yeah, pretty cool. Good, thanks yourself. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Darksaber. I am good, thank you, mate. So we just made a wash out of burnt umber and raw sienna. Really annoying that raw sienna is all grubby and dirty. I'm a bit OCD when it comes to cleanliness and things like that. So we've got a lamp black one to make for the rocks. So we'll do that one in a little bit once it's dry. That's what we've got dry brushing for. The head will be next. Nice. So nice. Is it the base? Yes, this is the base. So we're going to have some. I've got these little. There we go. I've got these little moss pads again. So we'll be using these little moss pads. Pads around areas just to give it some grass. We've got these in different colours, and then we'll have some static grass, like I say, around here. Put some static grass behind that rock there, maybe some little bits sticking up in the water, but mostly it'll be these moss pads all the way up around here. We'll add some to the rocks just to add some interest, because they come in very, very different sizes, lots of different sizes, so you can get some tiny ones. So that's cool. Latest bacteria, yeah. There we go. You can't get your camera to not take 4K pics. There should be an option in the setting. There we go. So we've got loads of those anyway. Extended my base as a paint and tufts. So yeah, there we go. Some leopard spotting on all that. I could get a hairdryer and just kind of dry all this, but the thinner will evaporate pretty quickly, and then we'll get to the rocks as well, which will be quite good fun. But yeah, this area around at the back here, which looks a bit of a mess, I'm going to have some static grass popping up from behind there, which will be quite nice. And you'll notice that it's much darker where Glorfindel's going to be standing, which will be good. Yeah, here's Glorfindel. That's Glorfindel here. There you go, Mr. Scott. Have a look around. I'm still not 100% happy with the cloak, but I've gone backwards and forwards on it. I might still just glaze that area down a fraction. I'm not sure. I like the top side. It's just this bit here. Which looks great from here, it looks great from there, it looks absolutely brilliant from there, but from there, maybe not so much. You can see how the highlights line up there quite nicely, so that's quite good. So that's good, but everything else, maybe not so much. I've forgotten the sword handle, so I've got to paint the sword handle. See, the sword handle is not painted, and I've also got to finish the kind of the bottom of his boots. I've obviously finished everything else on the boots, but I've got to do the bottom of his boots, and I've got to do this scabbard here, which will be nice and quick. So those 3 things need doing, and I've also got to just kind of add a little bit of a sharper highlight to the edge of the sword, because the edge of the sword is a little bit foggy at the moment. So I've just got to go in and add that a little bit. But other than that, I'm really happy with it. It was really cool. Base made from just rocks and sand. So it's because it's Lord of the Rings, which is a slightly finer scale. It's just the earth texture. There's no real sand on it. There's little bits of sand around the rocks, so I added the rocks in and then sprinkled some sand, which stuck into the texture around the rocks, so that you get texture, sand, rocks, so that they're not quite as. But other than that, there's not a lot of sand on this at all. Particularly down in the riverbed as well, because you want the riverbed to be smooth, so which is why there's 2 different types of rocks here. So you've got the nice smooth riverbed rocks down at the bottom here, and then you've got the more cracky rocks up at the top, which are on the riverbank. No, I haven't actually, Sextus. I should have photographed him before I packed him up. Yeah, it looks alright, doesn't it, Scott? It's not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just going to wait for all the thinner to evaporate now, and then we can do the black. So I want to wait for the, because if the thinner's not evaporated, then the black, when it does get down to the bottom, it will bleed just a little bit too much. I don't mind it bleeding a little bit when it gets down to the bottom, because that will give some like innate shadow, but I don't want it to bleed in too much. Yeah, you did tell me, and then I sat down one day and just packed everything into a box, or 2 boxes as it is. They need to go. I need to send those, get those sent off. I'll take them next week. Take them to the post office next week. Yeah, it's 2 boxes. Couldn't get them into 1 box. Heard that click. Okay.
As a demonstration of
our power. Demonstration of our power. Our power. What are you sorry about? Wooden base, yes, made of wood. Same as that one. Get another one, you moron.
Get another one, you moron.
I think I have one.
In the truck.
In the truck.
Same as that one. So that's the other Golden Demon entry. So once this is finished, we'll swap over to this one, get all this base finished, so that I can do the resin pour on this one, which will be UV resin, because that will be just nice and quick. So we'll do the resin pour on this one, and then we'll finish off. Like the resin pour on this one's only going to go to about there. So just, I think I might use this skull here as like the guide. I just want to get it just up to the eyes. I want to make sure that all like the top skulls are just caught. So in theory, actually, I should probably use that skull as the guide and fill it up just so that it catches the bottom jaw of that skull there. So that's the resin pour on that one. So we've just got to paint all the base. All this base needs finishing off, and then the non-metallic on all these little bits. So if we do that, then we can do the resin pour, and then I can just paint all this. So yeah, there we go. Looks quite cool, doesn't he? That looks quite good. Happy with in Citizen Sigma. Right, so we're nearly dry. We can still see a little bit of wetness, but I think we're pretty much there. So we can probably have a go at doing the black. So we're going to use lamp black for the for the rocks. There we go, and we're not going to need very much of this at all. Take a little bit out with the brush. That's probably absolutely plenty. Lamp black's actually a really nice black. When you break it down, particularly when you break it with thinners into its like lower constituent parts, sort of thing, it's quite a nice black. I'm using this black on my grey knights. Right, so that's still way too thick, so we need some more thinner. Don't huff the thinner, it's odourless. It's Bob Ross's odourless thinner, so it doesn't smell of anything. Which is why I use it. I think we can actually go even thinner than that. Let's try it on that one there. Maybe not. Maybe that's about right. Actually, yeah, that's about right, isn't it? Saving the big one at the back until the end. You don't use much. Alright, you ready? So nicely leopard print on that. Leopard spotted. Black around the there we go. Pull it off certain areas. Little shadow over where Glorfindels going to stand. There we go. That looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. locked again. Glorfindels base. Glorfindels base. Done with lots and lots of paints and lots of oils. Hope you enjoyed watching that. Might upload that onto YouTube. Quite good fun. I forgot she was in on chaining Slanesh. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why all the elves are ordered. Did I misunderstand, or her being turned all snaky has a lot to do with the gash? I can't remember why she turned snaky. Can't remember. I did know. Ah, there we go. I think that looks pretty damn cool, actually. I think that looks pretty good. And now what we've got to do is we've got to kind of highlight it all up and kind of bring some detail to it and everything. Some type of sand in it to clean his brush. The only thing I've heard that's similar to that is having a sponge at the bottom of your water pot, so that you can rub your paintbrush against a sponge when you drop it in the water. But no, I've never heard of that. Yeah, of course you can. Let me get a permit for you. And how he always got his butt kicked by Skaven.
Zero.
So where does he do it? Oh, he's not cleaning his brush. He's not cleaning his brush. He's it's called a damp pad. He's not cleaning his brush. He's making his brush. He's making his brush damp. So it's basically a sponge. It's basically a sponge that's got some water on it, and it just dampens it. It's when you're dry brushing. Yeah, it's when you're dry brushing. Like whole models like that, it's better to have a slightly damp brush than a dry brush, because then the paint goes on a little bit smoother. That's all it is. He's not cleaning the brush at all. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to wait for all of that to dry, and then we've got to airbrush some matte varnish over all of that. And then once we've airbrushed matte varnish on over that, I don't really care about it getting on the wood, because we can sand the wood back, which we will do as well. We've got a couple of little nicks in it, which is really annoying. I got those when I was sculpting and cutting away areas of it. But yeah, it's not bad. Hey Baz, how are you doing? How are my golden demon entries coming along? Well, we've just done this, so we've just got the base kind of all coloured, and like we started with loads and loads of leopard spots and got it up to this. We've just done the rocks, so we've just done the plinth. We've got the little sword on here as well. There's the sword, some little coins, lots of pebbles, smooth pebbles for the riverbed, and sharper rocks for the river bank. And there is Glorfindel himself. How are you, Baz? Are you all good? There's Glorfindel himself. He's looking pretty good, mate. I'm really pleased with him. I'm still not 100% on the cloak. It looks okay, but I'm still not 100% with it. But yeah, he's really cool, and he's going to stand at the back of the base. It's going to look pretty good. How are you, Baz? You all good? It is looking really good. I'm really happy with that. That looks fab. It does look fab, actually, doesn't it? It looks really cool. Looking excellent. So you can see that kind of highlight line that we were talking about. This brighter, lighter area here, so that it's kind of pulling your eye up to where Glorfindel's going to be. And then everything else is a little bit darker, particularly around here, so it's darker around here. We've even got the sword here as well, so the sword is going to be leading us up to Glorfindel. So we've got these details down at the front. Super fun model to assemble. There we go, look at that. It's looking pretty good. Now, is it all dry? It does look like it's all dry, so we can give that a coat of varnish to seal all that in. Let's do that now. We'll just use. I've just got some matte varnish, so we'll use that. Ready. Flick, have you been painting at all? Have you got any painting done? Oh, and I will do my I will re-authenticate Flick. I haven't because I've been busy recording videos. Sorry. Let's get that through. Throw some water through. Some parts are really annoying. I really want to get a big Astray Noir. I think I will grab a large Astray Noir at some point. Literally nothing since December 21. So no flat out work on Ghost House and other two projects. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean you have had another a second mini human person to awesomely look after, because you're a legend. But I'm glad you're going to Fest. That will be cool. I have to put up with Alice moaning at me because I haven't re-authenticated my Ghost Host yet. Right. So this has had a coat of oil, so it's had the oil wash and everything on it. And just to seal that oil wash in, just need to do that. So that will dry, and then we can highlight that up. We're coming to the other end, so I bought Fest tickets to try and have a social catch-up and inspire me to paint stream again. Nice! We're going to get the Flickster streams. Flicker, if anybody isn't following the Flick, he is quite possibly the best painting streamer on Twitch, who hasn't streamed for ages. So, Purpley Spark, if you want to do a shout-out for Flick, you do know the shout-out for Flick. So if you would like to do that shout out, then everybody can go and drop him a follow because he's epic. Oh, so close, Purpley Spark, so close. It's a Y, not an I. Oh dear. Oh dear. CK Purpley Spark. Is it CK? God damn it. Have I got to remember now? Is it that? There we go. Oh dear. So yeah, there we go, everybody. Everybody go click on that link over there in chat. Drop Flick. I mean, everybody's already following Flick because he's got like 1 million followers. But yeah, if you're not already, go follow Flick. Right, back painting multi-melters. I want to try muzzle burn marks. Nice. Yeah, muzzle burn marks are cool. Make sure you start from the muzzle end and you go into the dark. So don't start with the purple. Start with the yellow.
Good evening.
Smedley! Hey, how are you doing? Because if you start with the purple, then you won't be able to get the yellow. God damn it! God damn it! If you like bananas, you gotta follow the flick. If you like bananas, you gotta follow the flick. Right. I'm just gonna wait for this to dry, and then we can paint. I'm gonna paint the coins, and we'll paint the sword because we've got some colours left from doing Glorfindel last night. Start the coins at least. And then the Morgul blade will be. The Morgul blade needs a nice coat of grey, so we'll get a grey. Doesn't need to contrast because we've got the contrast. Although actually we need to highlight everything first and then come back because we can't highlight. Because we'll get the highlight on the. We'll wait for that. Just drive us the tip black and say it's carbon buildup. That's what I do. I'm gonna have to relearn all the shenanigans after all that time. Yeah. Well, Flick, I mean, this is your fault, Flick, because I have this now because of you as well. Like, that's your fault, Flick. Although, to be fair, chat has been very, very good, and we haven't done that. We haven't done that for a while, so we've been all right. Right. Dry brush over lead belcher. Hendy knows all the shortcuts. Hendy does know all the shortcuts. Got any tea left? Oh, fuck's sake, Purpley. That's the other thing as well. Purpley Spark has been saving up 500,000 fucking points. She hasn't actually done any muting. Right, fine. I don't know what I'm going to talk about now because I haven't got any painting to do, so I'll just mute myself and you can just all sit there in silence. Yo everybody. May 13th is Ella. February 14th is Freya's. June 15th is Lexi's. That's cool. Yeah, I'm May the 9th. So we will have 6 years on Twitch, Flick. 6 years. My 6-year Twitch anniversary on May the 10th. And my birthday on May the 9th. 6 fucking years on Twitch. One day I'll get a partner as well. One day. One day. May the 10th. May the 9th is my birthday. May the 10th is my Twitch anniversary. So we'll do a weekend stream, a double Saturday Sunday weekend anniversary Twitch birthday thing. 6 years, Jesus. 6 years of knowing you lot. Crazy, eh? Crazy! It's crazy! It's crazy! I can be sick on my birthday. Oh, cool. Might even have the bot horse battle. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Don't count on it, but maybe. I have no idea what to do on my stream anniversary stuff. I'm just going to do a long stream again with some celebratory stuff. That's that highlight line again, leading up to Glorfindel. I also need them points. Yeah, birthday on May the 9th. What should we do for my birthday, guys? What should we do for my birthday? plan for Horus Ford World base? What's the plan for... Oh, the big one with the skulls. I don't know actually. I don't know actually. I haven't decided what to... It'll probably be some Necron-y thing. I'll probably do like a big... probably be like the Nightbringer's base or something. Probably use it for a Nightbringer base. It'll end up being a Necron thing. Or it could be a Dark Pharaon thing. I don't know what Dark Pharaon would be there. It'd be big for a Dark Pharaon. So all the spots you painted into the Golden Demon base and then shader and now dry brushing over. It's like all the previous work is visible somehow. Yeah, can you see it? You see all this, all the kind of the little detail and colour spots? Hey, War Master, how you doing? There we go. Try and get this highlight at the front. Try and get it just around the sword as well. It's going to be tricky to get that in there, because if you push too hard, it's going to go all white, and it's quite a tricky location to try to catch. There we go. Awesome. There we go. Pretty good. What do we think? Like it? Do we like it? I do. Yes, yes. So this is the base for him. He's going to sit at the back. He's going to sit at the back of that, and then the front of it is going to be covered in water. So it's Glorfindel is basically at the. He's basically on the banks of the River Burren as he's casting the spell to kill the Black Riders. When he's saving Frodo. I want this bump here to be just a little bit brighter, because that's going to be the route up to Glorfindel, like visually. Which is why we're just kind of keep catching the rocks on there white. There we go. I want to see it again. Give me a sec. There's pictures on Facebook and Instagram and everything. But this is the bit that I'm most proud of, and I keep showing off. There you go. Eyeball highlighted. Eyeball. Where's the focus? Eyeball highlighted. It doesn't actually look all that messy either when you zoom in that far, which I'm also quite proud of. Helen Asher, can't wait to see the resin on it. Yeah, and then we're going to have get to play around with some of the tiny little moss pad tufts as well. So we're going to get to play around with all that as well, which will be rather good fun. Good luck at Fest, thank you very much. Yeah, I got commended. Basically, I finished like 4th, 5th, or 6th last year at Golden Demon. I'm in focus. I'm in focus, techno.
Focus. Focus.
With the last Glorfindel, because I painted the one on horse, but Golden Demon is getting, like, we're getting people doing such crazy refined work on their stuff. Having a mount to paint to the same level is almost detrimental, so which is why I decided to do Glorfindel on foot this year, which has been very, very enjoyable and good fun. And then next year, because I've got to have a little bit more time next year, because the last Golden Demon was November, and then this one was May, obviously. So next year is going to be May as well. So I'm going to have a whole year to paint the next entry, which is Thranduil, who was on an elk. So that'll be much easier to get that kind of level of refinement. But thank you very much. That's a really nice comment, Flick. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that a lot. There we go. Are you using Dirty Down Moss? No, I'm using these Dirty Down Moss. No, I'm using these. So I've got teeny tiny moss pads, which you can pull off and then stick on. Like they're absolutely, like some of them are, like you can pull these ones off, and then put them on, or you can get the larger ones to put them on. If you have a look at the old, the last Glorfindel, his base was done the same way with static grass and then the little moss pads. It's quite cool. I do have Dirty Down Moss, but we did a little bit of the same when we were putting the green paint on in little areas. Look, we've got little areas of moss, just so it's a little bit more green in certain areas. Right, so that's that. I still think it could be a little bit lighter here. We're not bad. Thank you, Taria. Thank you very much. And hopefully, if I can come back with a Golden Demon, I might get a few more viewers and grab partner as well, which would be rather nice. But yeah, no, it's been really nice to see. Like, this is already, even when I started him, he was already better than the last Glorfindel I painted, and now he's finished. I've just been able to put so much time and effort into him. He's super cool. I really like it. And then when he's going to stand on the bank there like that, He's going to look amazing. That's the plan anyway. Very, very proud. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I'm just going to nip to the bathroom. I'm back. I'm back. Hello, everybody. Right, I really want to. I want to paint some of these. Some of these white. Mix some white up on the wet palette. And then. Right, I'm going to move Glorfindel out of the way in case I catch him. Because the white here, when you were catching it, it's gone a little bit just off-white as it's mixed. What's everybody doing this weekend? Have we got anything cool going on? The stones in the riverbed, of course, much smoother than the ones on the riverbank because they are with water. Could actually use some dirty down moss on some of the rocks. My life is boring in the next 6 weeks or so. Start healing from knee surgery. The couch surfing when I'm not in front of this in front of the computer. Couch surfing. Yeah, I don't know whether you should couch surf with a bad knee. That's probably pushing it a little bit far. Little white spots in here kind of pick up any kind of dappled light sort of thing. Just following highlight lines. It's very soft. What the couch is, some soup. I might just live on soup for the last 2 weeks before Warhammer Fest. Chunky up here, isn't it? I need to try and break that up with some highlights. Although we will have, actually yes, that's true, we will have static grass coming up from behind there, so that will hide some of that. Getting there. We are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Has my stream got better in the last 6 years, though? That's the question. Has the stream got better, or am I still an idiot? Any slips like that you can easily cover up with a bit of moss anyway. So, no biggie. think that's done. Let me just take a screenshot for Rich because he's asking questions. There we go. So we do need to get a little bit of green in, so we can throw a tiny bit of moss around. We've obviously got the little moss pads. But we can definitely get some green in. What kind of algae green? Now, question is, do we try some dirty down moss? I don't think. I mean, we could. I don't know whether it's going to react with the resin. That's the thing. When fully dry, avoid scratching or scuffing paintwork and avoid any contact with water. No, I'm going to keep the moss away because it is solvent based. However, we can. That's not rich enough green. That's not rich enough green. That's way too rich. Ah, here we go. Like that. That's not bad, is it? That would probably be okay. So let's use this one. We have opened it, which is good. It's actually a really nice green, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so we'll try that. I don't want to do too much of this green because it's going to take over. So I think that's probably about it. And try and water that one down a fraction because I think it's gone a bit too bright. Again, I can drop a moss pad on there anyway, but like it was just a fraction too much. Adding it behind the rocks because that's where the algae would sit as well, but then we can put a moss pad behind there before the water goes on. See that? Okay. A little bit of green around there, a little bit of green around there, and then going up a bit almost actually. Do like a runs of green. As the tide and the river goes in and then, not the tide but the waves. Right, stop in there. Perfect. So now we've got that in, we can get the little gold coins. Painted up, ready for their shine spots. And now we need a grey, which will use black grey. Doesn't really matter what grey, but we'll just use black grey. This is quite a good kind of cold grey as well, which will work really well against the warmer. It looks delicious after the raisin. Yeah, the raisins on it are going to make it just kind of pop a little bit, and I do like raisins. There is the conversation about whether you use raisins or sultanas, and I think it is still raisins. I think they just have a little bit more colour to them. But if you're unsure, then yes, sultanas would also work absolutely fine. So don't be put off by the fact that I'm going to use raisins rather than sultanas. And don't stab yourself with a brand new knife blade either. You're welcome, dude. Why people come here for my ridiculousness. Just darkening that silhouette so you can still see the sword, because it had lost a little bit of its silhouette. So that's the lovely sword we'll have to non-metallic up, and then these are the lovely little coins, gold coins, which we'll have to non-metallic up as well. We'll do that, I'll probably do that tomorrow. There you go. Now, I've got to obviously rub back the wood. Just get rid of all the matte varnish that might be stuck on it and might have issues when we put a coat of sealant around the wood. Well, there you go. That's pretty good. Quite liking that. And then obviously Glorfindel himself. Fucking hell, I'm so excited about this, guys. So excited about this. Hope everybody's enjoyed watching this all come together. And also how you can see, hopefully, how the highlights and everything kind of lead you into the little diorama. That's where Glorfindel's going to be standing, and then all these bits here kind of hold your focus. So that's going to be rather cool. Yeah, you got to kind of polish your wood as often as you can, really. You got to keep it polished, because the more the more you touch it, the more oil gets on it, and the kind of grubbier it gets. So you kind of have to polish it as often as you can and keep it clean. There we go. I can't wait to get the resin pour on this. So things that we need to do before the resin pour. This is obviously going to be a sword, so this is a non-metallic sword. So I need to hit the highlights on that, and we need to highlight all these little gold coins in here as well, which will be dead easy to do. You use battle brown, then you do ice yellow, and then you just put some very, very small white highlights just right at the top. The sword is going to be a little bit more tricky, but we will sort that out, and hopefully that will all look rather cool. I do like it just being a bit of a barrier to the resin, which will be there. And when I do the resin pour, it's not going to be flat, so I'm not going to do the resin pour flat. I'm going to do it just a little bit like that. So it's going to be higher here, so it's going to be almost kind of holding. It's almost going to be like a bowl, so Glorfindel's going to be standing in the middle of a bowl. Not going to be much, it's not going to be like this or anything, but it's just going to be a fraction, just going to tilt it just a fraction, so you get a little bit more resin on this side, and then that leaves you room to kind of have the resin kind of creeping up on as a wave. So that'd be nice. Yeah, it'll have it'll have. So I use Danish oil. So yeah, when you're polishing wood, Danish oil is a really nice kind of natural oil to put on it. This is ash, as opposed to the last one that I did, which was pine, and then the pine had a stain on it to bring it to the kind of tone of ash, and then it had the Danish oil on top of that, whereas this one will just have Danish oil on it because it's already at the tone that I wanted it. So yeah, there we go. Really pleased with that. I'm going to get some water on that. It'll look really, really badass and cool. Everybody happy with that? Everybody happy with that? Thank you very much. You're all amazing. Thank you very, very much, everybody. Right, I am going to go and get some soup. So I'm going to go make myself some soup. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for 5 hours. Really, really good fun. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you for all the support, the subs and the bits and everything like that. You're all amazing, and I hope you enjoyed watching this come together. It's not bad actually, is it, for 4 hours? That's done pretty well. That's gone pretty quickly and pretty well. I don't know what that is, whether that's a... I kind of think that's a stain. Like paint that's run down, but I don't know. Doesn't seem to be. No, it's not, is it? No. But yeah, hopefully you're all as excited as I am about this, because it is looking properly cool. I'm incredibly excited. Yeah, look forward to getting that resin pour on, because oh my god, the resin pour is going to be cool as fuck. Yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed that. We do have a few little moss pads to kind of add in. I don't want to put too many moss pads. Well, there's not going to be any moss pads here. There's going to be some up at the top. There's going to be a couple around on the rocks, and there's just going to be a couple in the water. But mainly we're going to have one here, some static grass in there. Yeah, there we go. Thank you very, very much indeed. Who shall we raid? Who is on? Monument, Froggy. Froggy's on. Or Studio is on. Froggy or Studio? Froggy or Studio? Excuse me. Make a new plinth. Why do you want me to make a new plinth? What for? What should we do a new plinth for? Just rinse the green cloth on those next time. Nice, Spike. Nice one. Right, we're going to go and say hello to Studio, because we raided Froggy the other day. Right, there we go. I think I might export this one and put this one up on YouTube, because that's been quite good fun. I've rather enjoyed that. There we go. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care, and I will, of course, see you all again next week. Bye.